Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. Welcome with another important video relevant to Saudi Aramco work permit receiver third party exam question and answers. And I hope these 200 plus question and answers will be very much helpful, especially for the freshers, who truly wishing to join Saudi Aramco project. So it's a humble request. Please have your full focus. Don't watch this video if you are not free or if you have some other jobs to be done. I mean, you need purely a silent environment and just to create a better focus and learn, all the 200 plus questions and answers with a deep understanding. And based on that, your third party exam with any training institute in Saudi Arabia approved by Saudi Aramco would be very much easy, inshallah. So let's start with question number one. And one more thing, please subscribe our channel, your channel, the best international training zone, and refer to your community, your network. We are here to support, inshallah, to each other. So let's start with question number one. There are three books I always call not three books, basically I call them three procedures, one procedure is lockout, tag out, and hold tag, in other words. And on the other side, we have hazard recognition and control, and also confined space entry. So I would try separately elaborate the questions, important for each book. So for your better, easy understanding, inshallah. So let's start with lockout, tag out, and hold tag. So the question number one, sometimes the examiner is very much tricky. You will be finding the right answer within the given options, but he also gave one more option that is none of the above. Like the question number one is LOTO isolation GI, general instruction, or I'm to have plenty of GIs for each segment of their processes, business processes, and technical, non-technical. All GIs are there just for our better understanding and guidelines. But what I mean is sometimes don't expect that the right answer would be there. Maybe the option is none of the above. Like in question number one, LOTO isolation GI is 6.013, 6.011, or 6.239, or none of the above. So the answer is none of the above actually, because we all know 6.012 is relevant to lockout, tag, and isolation hold tag, relevant to Saudi Aramco GI. So the answer is none of the above. So make sure you understand examiner's tricky mindset as well. Now another question is lockout and hold tag procedures. Sometime in different institutes you will find two answers correct in given options actually in one question against one question. Maybe two options are correct. And that options you truly have to highlight if they have given that option. If they're going to mention only one answer is there, then make sure you select the number one as based on technical grounds, or like the question is lockout and hold tag procedures are designed to, why they are designed to identify and eliminate the risk of servicing energized equipment, because we can't start our maintenance or kind of inspection or even repairing project until all the energies are isolated or de-energized, and there isn't any possibility of de-energization. Either it's electrical energy or mechanical or spring loaded or gravitational, or even any toxic gas is going to be there. So the first job, the first benefit of these lockout and hold tag procedures, even the purpose of these procedures are to identify and to eliminate the risk of servicing energized equipment. So the right answer is identify and eliminate. And if they give one fill in the blanks, like if they're going to say lockout and hold tag procedures are designed to identify and dash the risk of servicing energized equipment, then make sure you select the answer eliminate. Now another question is, which is the correct procedure to de-energize the electric circuit? Which is the correct procedure to de-energize an electric circuit? So he's talking about the sequence of de-energize of electric circuit. So the first thing is lock, tag, clear and try. Lock, tag, clear and try. Now he confused with the options like lock, tag, try and clear, tag, lock, clear and try. So, or none of the above. But bear in mind, you need to remember the sequence of de-energization. And the first is lock, tag, clear and try. Now, the lockout and hold tag procedures are also called dash or dash described. So this question also have two answers. The lockout and hold tag procedures also called dash or dash describes procedures which makes mechanical service and repair jobs safe. So of course, LOTO or lockout tag out, because he used the word or lockout tag out or LOTO. So LOTO or lockout tag out. So don't get confused with the, because examiner sometimes he just want to double check your technical understanding or your kind of professionalism as a work permit receiver, because the simple goal Saudi Aramco have to make sure the right person for the right job, and for that reason they are trying their level best to take two exams, one with a third party institute and one directly with the Saudi Aramco. So if anyone passed both exams, he could be reliable. That's what they believe actually. And sometimes if both exams are passed by someone, still maybe at the project side, someone from the company man of Saudi Aramco might be still can get some interview, or maybe the safety manager of your company of that project, he can verify either you are the right person for the right job. So bear in mind, you have to be knowledgeable, practically sound. Your understanding as a WPR, as a front leader, as a safety leader, have to be brilliant. And your competence level, day by day, you need to improve. It's not like only 200 plus questions. Maybe you can go further. Any word can be a question. You can create a question, and for any word could be an answer. So it's a huge kind of learning domain actually. So operations and maintenance organizations are required to provide necessary lockout equipment to employees. Yes, true. What are the fatal failures? There are 5 fatal failures what Aramco have described. So all of the above is the right answer, like stop equipment, disconnect from power source, remove residual energy, or prevent unexpected restarting, or clear area before restarting. So 5 fatal failures are highlighted by Saudi Aramco. So the answer is all of the above. Now, the key elements of an energy control program. What are the key elements? Any program in the world, it requires first of all procedures. Then of course it requires training, then inspections. And the answer is all of the above. An authorized employee is a person who locks out or tags out machines or equipment in order to perform servicing or maintenance on that machine or equipment. So true is the right answer. An affected employee is the person who's basically doing the job, in that area. We call it even the person who's going to be the victim if anything goes wrong, God forbid. So we call it affected employee. So true. Now, isolation procedures. What are the sequence based correct steps? So these are the following steps. Like you need to identify the energy source, de-energize equipment, lock out and tag the energy controllers, switches, valves, circuit breakers, etc. Verify that the equipment is isolated. So all of the above is the right answer. First thing is identify. Second step is de-energize. Third is lockout, and also tag, and make sure you also verify. So all of the above is the right answer. No, equipment isolation as part of a LOTO program must be dash and dash before a work permit can be issued. So equipment isolation as part of a LOTO program must be completed and also verified before a work permit can be issued. So, as a work permit receiver, you can't just blindly sign the work permit. You need to go for joint set inspection, and during the joint set inspection, you double check the area is isolated, de-energized, no energy is there. So then you definitely sign the permit after correct filling and verifying each particular point, even at the permit as well. There is another question like types of energy sources required LOTO isolation. To be very honest, any sort of energy who's coming in front, you surely have to isolate, because energy means can be a killer. It could be electrical energy, mechanical, or even some toxic fumes, or kind of hydraulic or pneumatic energies, or could be like chemicals even. So the answer is all of the above. Now, key steps of successfully LOTO procedures. The LOTO procedures, he's talking about procedure. So what are the key steps? Number one is preparation and machine or equipment shutdown, machine or equipment isolation with LOTO devices, control of stored or residual energy, or verification of isolation. So these are in sequence, the best procedural steps for LOTO. So answer is all of the above. Now, Saudi Aramco electrical lockout tagger program has the following key steps: lock, tag, clear, and try. True. All of the above, right? Lock, tag, clear, and try. Now, procedural steps for removal and re-energizing equipment. What we're gonna do, once the or we want to remove or re-energize equipment. So make sure you restore the work area, notify all personnel. It's a game of communication, and also remove lockout tagger devices. So the answer is all of the above. Why I'm preparing this video and sharing with all of you this important knowledge. The reason is sometimes you as a student might not be able to get the desired result with the training institute. Could be anyone, in Saudi Arabia. So approved by Saudi Aramco. So that's why, as a community supporter, I always try to, create some videos which directly would be very much helpful for the persons who are unable to understand the theories behind, even though they are teaching you all three books, and they're teaching you different kind of question and answers, but ultimately for several people they are getting failed actually. So I don't want to see any one of you to be failed. We truly want you to be successful, inshallah. That's why I'm creating such videos. Now, the removal of isolation devices must be done according to established procedure in the proper sequence. So sequence is important to make sure the job is done safely. Yes, true. For this multiple question and answers, two important points bear in mind. One is either you clear your concepts, or you must have a strong memory actually to memorize. But to be very honest, relying on your memorization sometimes make you fail, to be very honest. But the other part, if you clear your concept, like take each question and understand why that is true, why the answer is true, why the option number 3 is correct. So clear that why, and stay on that question and understand technically, logically, and then see the result, inshallah. You will never forget. You'll never forget, because you have made clear to your concepts, technically, right? Like he's asking about the purpose of hold tag is to record and document information about the lot of work in process. So it's true, right? Okay, so let's take another question. The physical removal of a component of the system supplying energy to the equipment, the point of physical interruption shall be identified with a fully completed hold tag. True. Isolation is considered completed only when no associated control device like push button, control interlock, or automatic startup control circuits has the capability of energizing equipment. Because isolation means disconnection, complete disconnection, or removal of any sort of energy. It could be automatic, it could be interlock controlled, or maybe push button or something like that. But make sure it is not going to be re-energized. So after locking and tagging, someone have to verify. So it's a true option. True is the right answer. Now, primary methods for Aramco have guided different methods, like especially 4 different methods. The primary methods for isolating process pipelines and equipment used in Saudi Aramco is single block valve, double block and bleed, disconnecting, piping, or blinding. So the answer is all of the above. But bear in mind, single block valve and double block and bleed. Both methods are not acceptable for confined space isolation. I repeat again, single block valve and double block and bleed, both methods are not acceptable for confined space isolation. So for confined space, disconnection or blinding, both methods are acceptable. I hope it will help. No, for confined space entry, only blinding or disconnection is adequate to do the work safely. True, like I mentioned earlier. Now, single block valve need to ensure that block valve is fully closed. Like, look at the picture of a single block valve. What you're going to do is block valve is fully closed, locked and tagged. The inside fluid is removed from the system and valve tested for leakage, least desirable method for use in hydrocarbon service. All of the above. So the answer is all of the above. Now double block and bleed. So that means on a same line, two blocks are there. So that's why it is called double block and bleed. Is achieved by locking and tagging of two consecutive walls on the same line with a drain wall installed between them that can be opened as a drain to determine if the lock walls are passing. So true. The answer is true. A blind list must be prepared when blinds are used to isolate equipment to ensure proper installation or removal. Blind must be tagged with a unique number to ensure proper identification on the blind list. True. ESO, we call it electrical systems operator. True. Maintenance or service work in a confined space presents a unique set of hazards. True. Because you're talking about confined space. So any maintenance or service project in a confined space, of course, a unique set of hazards could be there. That is why we have plenty of sequence of safety regulations to be followed before even we start confined space entry, even to go inside rather than starting the project itself. Now, inserting a blind size and rated for the proper pressure and piping nearest to the confined spaces is essential. Yes, it's important. It's imperative because inserting a blind size, that is why the selection of blind is critically important, like based on the rating capacity, the location, and the size of the blind. So three important criteria to select the blind. But facility-made blinds can use be once and later they have to be destroyed. The facility-made, like locally fabricated, because sometimes might be the blinds are not in the stock and it needs to be came from Germany or maybe USA or some other. So what Saudi Aramco does is they have workshops and they try to locally fabricate as per the same material specs and all that, but still that facility made or locally fabricated blind can be used only once, not twice. Now, confirm adequate lockout or tag out or both of potentially hazardous stored or residual energy are included as part of confined space entry permit review. True. A hydraulic line can break and spray flammable liquid, resulting in fire and explosion. True. So we have to be careful whenever there is hydraulic line, which can be break out and spray flammable liquid. And of course, these liquids, the word flammable already used, so could be creating fires and explosions. So true. Now, hydraulic power energy is a form of stored energy, potential energy. True. Never take a chance with hydraulic pressure because you may never get a chance to do it right. True. A group lock box must not be used when several crafts are involved in a service or maintenance job. No, it's false. Because whenever several crafts or a lot of people are working together for one particular maintenance job, so instead of having each one to be put lock on each identified point, much better is to use a group lock box. Now, what is the procedure to use a group lockout? First of all, bear in mind option A is an operations representative shall lock and tag each isolation point with single keyed lock. The maintenance supervisor foreman shall lock and tag. So one lock from operation, the second from maintenance supervisor foreman, and then maintenance supervisor foreman keys to these locks are placed into the lockout box. Multiple lock clips has are then attached on the closed group lockout box. The operation representative shall place its lock and tag on the box or hash first and maintain possession of the key until the job is complete. So operation is the first one to lock and the last one to remove the lock. And each member of the maintenance crew shall then place his lock and tag on the multiple lock clip and maintain possession of his key until the job is done. So all of the sequence of steps are correct. So the answer is all of the above. Bear in mind, for lockout tag out, this is the only procedure where you will not rely or trust on anyone. Your life, your safety, your responsibility. You are the one going to place your lock and you are the one going to remove your lock. You don't share your key with anyone. Okay, you don't exchange key, I mean, with anyone. You have to make sure the lock, but even you don't give any of your friend even. Can you open my lock as well? No, you can't do like this, because uncontrolled energy can kill in seconds actually. It's a game of multi-seconds sometimes. Now, operations put the first lock on and our last take it off. Yes, true. All staff who operate are performing on work the equipment must be trained in lockout tagger. True. The golden rule is lockout tagger before you start work and remove only when you have confirmed that there is no possibility of injury to workers. Correct. True. The whole tag must be completed with 0% mistakes. Yes, absolutely right. Now, look at the sequence or some kind of like, group lockout, how you are using it. I mean, if you have identified for 5 points where you are going to place locks and you are 20 people working for this project, so 20 locks on each point is not a good strategy. What you're going to do is, if you have ESO, like electrical systems operator, he will place his lock, then operation will place his lock, and then maintenance, they can also put their lock and tag and discharge valve as well. And operation lock and tag, maintenance lock and tag, group lockout box, operation lock and tag, metal on one like P1 and metal one lock and tag P2 and pump stop switch operation tag. So these are, some of the golden rules actually, how you're going to use your locks by using. So that means you need to make sure you are putting your lock and keeping your key or putting inside the key, and then the operation is the first one to put the lock, the last one to remove the lock. So the sequence is correct. Now, what management action should occur to help prevent fatalities or injuries due to unexpected startup of equipment or the release of stored energy? Like discipline employees, wherever an accident occurs, develop an energy control program. That is the best strategy, Develop an energy control program. Another question, the purpose of lockout tagger is to prevent injury due to unexpected startup of machines and equipment or release of stored energy, remained energy, residual energy, The purpose of lockout tag is to prevent injury due to unexpected startup of machines and equipment, unexpected, not usual, scheduled or regulated, unexpected startup of machines and equipment or release of stored energy. Another question, lockout devices hold energy isolation devices in a position, in a dash position, safe, off or neutral. During which of the following activities is a lockout tagout procedure least likely to be required? Whenever you are removing or bypassing machine guards, you don't need, I mean, because you're bypassing, you're violating, you're taking shortcut, right? What are the two basic states of energy? The basic states of energy, we have potential energy or kinetic energy. Now, which of the following is the most common form of hazardous energy required lockout tag procedures to protect employees? Explosive, electrical, mechanical. So explosive, that is the first energy we required lockout tag. Now, all of the following are methods used during lockout tagout procedures to protect employees except obtain approval from the safety department to begin LOTO. That is the right answer. Which of the following is not a specific step in a typical lockout tagout procedure? A statement of intent to use procedures. Whenever new machines or equipment are installed or replaced, energy isolating devices for such machine or equipment must be designed to accept a lockout device. So the machine need to be designed in a way that it is quite easy to put a lockout device, because whenever there is a repairing project or kind of maintenance project, even inspection or overhauling of the machine, we need well designed, places to put our lockout devices. All workers must be trained to know basic hazard energy program dash and how to do dash hazard energy, like concepts and control. Concepts and control, like I mentioned earlier as well. Now, which employee category must know how to find and recognize hazardous energy sources, the types of magnitudes and energy use, and how to isolate energy sources. Make sure it is only being done through authorized employees. Authorized and affected employees must be retrained whenever any of the following occurs, except it has been a year since they were previously trained. So that is not a good statement to. So that's why we need to remove that barrier from our mind. It has been a year since they were previously trained. So now, which tags are used during lockout tag? It is important for authorized and affected employees understand that tags are the preferred method of providing protection to employees. We have to make them realize what is the importance of tag. It's not like always just place the log and no need of tag. No, tag is a source of communication with everyone. To conform to Aramco standards, lockout tagger procedure training guidelines, the employer should certify authorized employees, like make sure they have completed classroom instruction, basic lockout tagger training. A lockout device is a device that positively prevent a machine from being started up, becoming electrically energized, turned on. So all of the above. The employees that need LOTO training are authorized, affected, or other. All of the above. So these are some of the notes. Might be it can help you out if you just want to take a screenshot, or these are some of the summary of the some points. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. So I hope it will be helpful for all of you, especially for lockout tagger. And these questions are the important one. You can, I told you, as an examiner, as a student, as a WPR student, and as a Saudi Aramco examiner, or even third party training institute examiner. So both way you can create, because Aramco have given some set of questions to third party institutes. So I hope these questions will be very much helpful to all of you. Okay, so uh, just a 10-15 minutes break, then I'm going to prepare this next video, like hazard recognition and control. Okay, so I will upload 3 videos. One about lockout tagger, question and answers, third party training institutes. So you will be passed third party exam quite easily. And then second video has a recognition control, and the third video is confined space entry. And all 3 videos would be very much beneficial for all of you, inshallah. And on the other side, let me just explain, we Best International, with the collaboration of our partners, we are providing NIBOSH IDC, IOSH, managing safely, and plenty of other trainings, IADC, train the trainer programs. We also have HGBC, food safety level 1, 2, 3, 4. We also provide lead auditing courses for QMS like ISO 9001, 14001, 45,001, and even 22,001. And we also have plenty of consulting opportunities. Like if you need us as a consultant, you want to establish your company system as per Saudi Aramco guidelines, like safety management system for pre-qualification, we will be there. You want to develop a system as per 5-star safety programs of Saudi electricity, definitely we can support and help. And on the other side, if you want to benchmark some international standards, either from ISO or even from API or some others, again, we'll be there. And most importantly, I'm encouraging to the companies to hire us just to develop a system. We call it IMS, integrated management system, and we incorporate all the legal, customer defined and international standards to be benchmarked, and we create all procedures and policies in line with IMS systematic approach. And through this, your paperless environment would be created, your certification costs, implementation costs will go down. And this is the new journey we are referring to our clients, globally, inshallah. We are quite open, especially online, anywhere, you are anywhere in the world, just get in touch, and we'll be always helpful for all of you, inshallah. You can catch me on my WhatsApp number, usually more convenient to me. Like WhatsApp number is 00966 Or you can even catch me on my email, like ishtiaq.rana, ishtiaq.rana at best-intl.org. Good luck, and surely you'll be getting video number 2 and 3 related to third party training, exam, question and answers. Okay, goodbye. Take care of yourself.